We wanted to share with you the story of a volunteer teaching veterans a highly specialized skill and a businessman supporting them and getting their support with his rare and unusual products. Take a look at this fascinating partnership. The wind-up watch fair in New York City. Thousands of fans ogling hundreds of timepieces, including this rare piece of history from the Vortic Watch Company. But they didn't build it. You might say the U.S. government did.
They commissioned about 100,000 of these pocket watches for the Army Air Corps.
R.T. Custer founded Vortic. He saw people gutting old pocket watches and scrapping their mechanisms just to reclaim the gold or silver in the case.
We like to say we're preserving American history one watch at a time.
Give R.T. a pocket watch and some time, and voila! He'll turn that dust-gathering heirloom from your grandfather into something you can wear on your wrist.
One customer just brought us this special one, and it was a black dial. The face of it was black instead of white. And we work with museums and historians and learned that this pocket watch was the watch that won the war.
In the days before bombs were guided by lasers and GPS, measuring time was critical.
I've read that if your watch was off by more than about 4 seconds, then you could be off as much as about 1 nautical mile in terms of longitude.
So, during World War II, the U.S. government commissioned the building of these accurate pocket watches and issued them to military personnel.
It was flown on all the B-17s, B-24s over Europe in World War II. It was commissioned by the government for the U.S. Army Air Corps, and it was built for the navigators on those aircraft.
Just one problem. If you're going to take apart and refurbish all of these highly technical timepieces, who do you get to do the work? RT found the answer here in a converted ambulance garage in Delaware, the Veterans Watchmaker Initiative.
It starts with a challenge. You have a watchmaker tell me I can't do it, and that was enough for me to decide to do it.
Sam Cannon is the founder. Cannon spent 8 years as a Baltimore cop until he was hurt on the job and had to leave the force. Eventually, he found his way into watchmaking. After nearly 2 decades in the highly specialized field, Cannon wanted to give back.
So I went back to Switzerland and trained under one of the best in the world. I came back and wanted to start this school, and 9 years later, we're sitting in it.
The school is open to any honorably discharged veteran of the U.S. military, with preference given to disabled vets.
I provide them basically 2,235 hours of micromechanical training, free of charge.
You heard right. Sam Cannon offers a training program open only to veterans, and it costs them nothing.
Most of the tools and equipment is donated by various companies in the industry, and they've supported this project all along. What we couldn't buy, we built. What we couldn't build, we begged, and went from there.
The course is free, but it's far from easy. Cannon's slogan, strive for perfection, settle for excellence. Iraq veteran Giancarlo LaRusso is one of the school's first graduates. How was it making the transition back to civilian life?
Oh, it was tough at first. It was hard, but when the watch opportunity came about, it changed everything for me.
Derek Kelly, an Army veteran deployed to Afghanistan.
This is like a therapy for me, almost. The only thing I could compare this to was I did some equestrian therapy, and just the sense of peace that I have here and belonging, it's phenomenal. It's really changing my life.
This is about as far away from, rocket attacks and bombing raids in a place like Iraq or Afghanistan as I can imagine.
That's true. And that's exactly why it works.
Why?
Because of the peace associated with this project. The focus required overcomes pain. It overcomes all kinds of problems that occur with veterans. They can sit here and focus on this little quarter-size unit, and the world goes away.
After about 16 months of study, graduates can expect employment offers starting at $60,000 to $80,000 a year. So if somebody had told you 2.5 years ago that you'd have a watchmaking degree and all of these skills and a job opportunity with NASA,
I'd have told them they're crazy. Well, they say truth is stranger than fiction, and here we are. Here we go, so I'm happy with the way things turned out. I'm ecstatic.
Now these veterans will rebuild the old pocket watches issued to veterans before them. Cannon has a waiting list of 400 vets who want to enroll, but can only teach a handful at a time.
Does the VA help you? Does the government help you?
No, we take nothing from the VA.
He wants to build a bigger school on land already donated, but that's a multi-million-dollar project.
How much of that money have you raised?
$150,000 of it.
Got a ways to go.
We do. But we have a good start. We have this school running. And what I've learned in all these 9 years in doing this, that it's hard to sell a concept. They have no idea the industry is desperate for watchmakers. Well, there's multiple jobs out there for these guys now. And they don't care what their disability is.
It's an amazing program, and Sam Cannon has a big heart. If you'd like to contribute to the cause, you can visit the program's website, veteranswatchmakerinitiative.org.